laughing. Are planning and prepping for things, but today's topic is going to be all about mindset, and it kind of correlates with habits as well as the previous conversation that David had in regards to finding time in your schedule. Because obviously, towards the end of that conversation, he was talking about a 5-minute action, some game plan, which is leading into this conversation really, really well. I wanted it to be more of a conversation style because David has a really great explanation utilizing an onion, utilizing a tree, and then some statements. And I have the female perspective of mindset in that, we tend to judge ourselves really harshly. We even look at each other up and down and kind of the chick thing as we just kind of look you
So
up and
mean.
down. We can
Y'all are so mean to each other.
mean girls, right? It's very easy for us to we're always looking at appearance right away. But I think some of that bleeds into our health goals and our fitness goals, maybe being dominantly aesthetic, and how that can kind of play against us in the long run. And I'm hoping that today accomplishes a different perspective on how to view your health journey. And so from the guy's perspective, what would you speak to as far as the similarities between, men and women? There's similarities, even though there's some differences.
Guys just play it off. They deflect it. They just say, "I'm proud of my dad bod," or I got a 6-pack right here. You've heard of them. They're not happy with it. And it's funny. You kind of get two flavors with guys. Guys like myself, grew up playing sports and very athletic my pretty much whole life. And all those guys that I did, grow up with or competed with over the years, I mean, they'll make those jokes and everything, but I can promise you, they're really big time athletes, 4 conference champs, things like that. And some went off to do good things in college, and, they just deflect it. It's a macho thing to do. The guys will never admit that they're weak or a wuss or anything. And to admit that you're out of shape and you could do things to help yourself is just something, guys. It's an ego thing. It's dumb, but yeah, a lot of guys have it. And the men who are successful in a health journey, they get rid of that.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think there's a point where you kind of have this acceptance of who you are, what you got, working with what you got. But I think what we're going to reveal today in our onion layers is something that I think you guys are really going to like. So why don't you talk about this onion and what it represents and how it helps people with their health journey?
Sure. So when you watched the time video, I alluded to a book called Atomic Habits by James Clear. I am going to reiterate that is probably the best habit guidance book, especially for health journeys. It's really for anything, but really works well for health journeys, especially. And why I kind of like to teach to that paradigm. So essentially, what we're talking about is an onion. Well, onions have layers. If you ever watch Shrek, ogres have layers too. Right? I just totally went into work on that.
Yeah,
but anyway, so onions have layers. Well, an onion, like anything actually, it grows from the inside out. So why would I use an onion to talk about mindset and your journey and habits? Well, at the center of an onion is you, yourself, how you view and portray yourself. So to Amy's point, women have a bad habit of oh, my arms are flabby, I have a double chin, oh my God, look at my muffin top, things like that, cellulite, whatever, all those things. Well, the problem with that type of talk, you're instilling that in yourself. As you use something like self, you can kind of tell it's very much a psychology type term, right? Because that's what this is. This is all psychology. But then you have outside that layer is the process. So whatever goal you're trying to reach, there has to be a process to get there. I don't care if it's health and fitness or anything else. You need a process. Then the outer layer is going to be your goals. Well, so if you think about this, if everything grows from the center out, how would you expect to have change here without change here? So let's use an analogy. So you want to lose 30 pounds. So you want to drop 30 lbs, right? So you get yourself here, and the process is whatever system. We like to use systems. You guys talk more about systems to get to the goals to lose the 30 pounds. Okay, so if yourself is, I want to lose 30 pounds. Okay. Then you kind of look at, what do you got to do to lose 30 pounds? Okay, that's kind of vague, really, because you can do a lot of different things to lose the 30 pounds, right? But when you're done and you reach your goal, right? What are you now? Like, what does yourself actually identify with? Now you're just a person that lost 30 pounds. So if you dig a little deeper into that, the person that lost 30 pounds, do you think that person's going to keep that off? I'm going to tell you probably not. And here's why. Because you didn't change here. You potentially are still viewing yourself as the person who, even if you lost 30 pounds, especially women, the last place you're going to lose a lot of it is on the back of your arms. So
annoying. The
swing, right?
Yes.
Women have that because it's pregnancy. That extra fat adds balance to your body. Little useless information for you. And then, well, actually, it's not that useless
at all. Actually,
yeah, I mean, kind of fun.
Our bodies are made to have the babies, and so
hips, arms, balance. That's the whole point. So, you're really just a person who lost 30 pounds. That kind of means nothing. So if you really think about like Weight Watchers or any of these other fad diets, whatever, yeah, because you followed their process, you reach this goal. But what happens after you stop that program? Weight Watchers, Optavia, Keto, Carnivore. What's the new one? Lion. Let's just pick animals. I'm going to invent the raccoon diet.
To Google that one.
The badger diet.
Yeah. Badger don't give a shit.
Badger don't give a shit. So you're just a person who lost 30 pounds. Okay. So chances are you'll gain weight back. Maybe not all 30, but you're going to gain it back. And actually, a lot of times you're going to gain more than 30 because you didn't change it here. If you can't change how here is, your heart and your mind, this won't come. Because everything starts from the inside and moves outward, right? So we have to change the self first. Well, how do you do that? Well, a lot of people will say, this is really hard to write this way. 1, 2. Well, great. Fine and dandy. I want to do a lot of crap too. But what does want to do? Is there like any conviction in there? Is there any relationship that you want to change as a person? No, none, actually. So we need to move it to a more descriptive type thing. So 2 things you can say. I'm going to wipe this. Well, I'll just do this. And then we'll change I. There's 2 ways to change it. So we can change it to, it's a great assistant. 2 ways. I will Okay. Or I am. So
Will I am.
maybe that's where he got it, right?
Maybe.
He's taken my onion course.
Yes.
So just think about the difference of that. When you're talking about how you speak to yourself, how you look in the mirror, you get out of the shower, and you're like, oh my God, I am fat. I am overweight. I am of the Muffin Top Guild. Oh, I'm the Lollipop Guild, Muffin Top. No? Okay. It's a dad joke kind of thing. But changing that. Okay. So if you start here with I will lose 30 pounds, just listen to the difference. I want versus I will. I will lose 30 pounds. There's some conviction to that, right? That's conviction. I will change. I am. So I am in this scenario, and this is probably the best scenario for a health and fitness journey is I am a health conscious fit person, or I will be a health conscious fit person. Okay. So with I will or I am, so you want to be a health conscious fit person, right? Well, what do you think the next question you have to ask yourself is if that's the person who you want to be? I'm asking you.
Oh, you're asking me?
Yes, I am.
What do
I
do?
am.
I am. Yes.
Okay. You want to be the health conscious fit person. Mm-hmm. What do you think the next step to that is?
You have to figure out what your process is.
Your process?
Or the process to get there.
Okay, you're close. So it's the process. What is the process the healthy fit person does on a daily basis to identify as I am a health conscious fit person?
Oh, so you're saying putting that together, the phrasing together.
Well, yes. Like if you talk to a healthy fit person that you know,
yeah,
they have a process. Like they have a way that they do stuff to make sure they're healthy and fit. Well, if you want to identify as I am health conscious fit person, you need that too. But if you go at it from approach like I'm fat, I have flabby arms, I have a double chin, I'm part of the Muffin Top Guild, and I want to lose 30 pounds, do you think that's going to change you for the long run? Probably not. So this is where you want to be, right? And then when we hit the process part, what process do we need to follow to evolve into this? So changing this every day. I will be health conscious fit person. It's kind of even better to use the I am, honestly, because here's why. And now we're going to get to my tree analogy. So we're going to erase. Remember this. So self still starts in the middle. The tree's still going to start in the middle. OCD. I have to get it all.
Has to get it all.
It's not a bad thing.
Yes, he would spray it down if he had a time.
I absolutely would spray it down because I could see the remnants.
Yes.
I'll do the tree in black too because it's easier to see. Okay. So a tree, much like the onion, right? So you have the center of the tree. And we have concentric rings.
Likes to use big words.
It means, never mind. You don't care what it means, I'm sure. Putting an S for self in the middle. Okay. So when you cut a tree down, you can look at the stump, you can look at the bottom of the tree that you cut off. When you're a kid, it's cool, like that's how old you tell a tree is. You count the rings. Or for whatever reason, you're taught to count from the center out because that's where the growth started, like an onion. Again, we're back to the growing from the inside out. So if you look at a tree when it's cut, the rings are very close together, right? So from the sapling and the root. And that could take 10 years for that much growth. So on and so forth, all the way out, right? And then it'll keep growing. But so we talk about the process, and we talk about saying, I am a health conscious fit person. I am a health conscious fit person. Well, if this is your process, each of these rings represents a small bit of change. So as you go, I am a healthy fit person. I am a healthy fit person. I am a healthy fit person. You're damn right I'm a healthy fit person. I got this, bitch. I'm healthy as hell, right? Because as you go and you build on these small changes, you start to notice it. Like you're starving, right? And let's say you're on a road trip, you stop at a gas station, you got this nasty hot dog that's spinning on a wheel, or I guess now they got Subway in a lot of them. Here in Texas, you can get tacos. Or if you go to Buc-ee's, you can get all kinds of stuff. Yeah, Buc-ee's. But what you'll find is that instead of getting that sugar-packed Mountain Dew or whatever, you got water. And then you're looking around like, I just need something to eat. So you dig around, you go through those little aisles, and you find a Quest bar. Or you find some other bar. Maybe it is not the greatest ingredients in the world, but it's sure as hell better than a bag of Fritos and a Subway sub, right? Or, I don't know. I love tacos. So I'm not going to put tacos in there.
But the point is that you're saying somebody's going in there and replacing the items that they normally would have gotten, and they're taking it and putting it with something else. So it's almost like you are replacing that habit with something else. So you're still getting a drink, you're still getting a snack, but you're just changing which one you're getting.
Right. Because you're telling yourself, I am a health conscious fit person. So your decision tree has now changed. You go to a restaurant and yeah, maybe you want a double cheeseburger, but you're like, man, I know those fries, as delicious as they are.
True.
I think I can see, can I sub a salad? Or sometimes, honestly, I've done this many times. I just don't get a side. They look at you like you got 4 heads because you're going to pay for it no matter what. But I'd rather not pay for something that is probably going to kill me later.
You skip the bun and the fries, or it's kind of like there's a couple of different.
Don't skip the bun. It's a vessel. It's easier to freaking
fries. That's an option.
Get a lettuce bun. Oh, come on. Just get
I don't eat lettuce, but I just eat the burger.
If you don't eat out a lot, eat the damn bun.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean, though, is that these are things you're going to see.
Micro changes.
Just little tiny 1% changes. The time video, a 1% change, 365 a day. Okay, so 1% change better. Okay, because they're gonna actually go in the other direction too for bad decisions. But 1% better every day, 365 days a year, 37% positive improvement. So if you said 37% positive improvement in your health and fitness journey, that could easily mean it's not there anymore. 30 pounds. Let's take drinking. Let's say you have a home glass of wine, not a restaurant glass of wine. We all know that's way different pour between a restaurant and your house. Or a cocktail, for that matter.
Controlled in the restaurant.
Yeah.
So
Restaurant, home, I got my glass of wine.
Yeah.
At home, right? That 1% change could be, if you had 2 glasses a night, you cut it back to 1. And an average of 240 calories per glass of wine, if you had that 7 days a week, well, 7 times 240, you cut out 1,640 calories. Mm-hmm. That's 1% change. And then let's say through that journey, now you cut it off. Like, I don't drink wine at all during the week. Now I only have it on the weekend. Okay. Well, now in a year, you've cut out like 40,000 calories which would be the equivalent of like 40 pounds. It's tiny little change. And the consciousness you're going to get from it, when you start automatically making these decisions, now you're really identifying with who you want to be. And I don't care who you talk to who's been through a big fitness journey and is maintaining, that is what happened. Like, I like to use an example. We know another coach, his name's Chase. He lost over 100 pounds. If you ask him what's different between then and now, and ask this of any person who's actually really turned their health around and changed it, they will tell you, I'm a different person. And if they don't, it means keep watching them because they're probably going to plump back up again. But most will tell you, I'm just a different person. It's like saying, okay, you want to quit alcohol, right? You know, there's tons of pressure you get from people. But if you say, I don't drink versus I can't drink, very different thing. Very different. It's like the I want to versus I am or I will. So if you really, let's say you want to quit drinking, when you go in front of people and you get that peer pressure, like, just say, I don't drink. And they give you shit, just get up and leave. You know, but it's just that it's crazy. It's not crazy. And this is through the Bible. It's through everything. Words mean a ton.
Absolutely.
Because words come from the heart. That's why they're so harmful. Have you ever been in one of those blah arguments with someone and all of a sudden this stuff starts coming out of your mouth? And then you say, like, I didn't really mean that. You're actually full of it because that came from here.
I think even there's a quote by Bruce Lee, and I'm not going to even give it justice, but it's talking about how words are like spelling. That's why we call it spells. You know, you cast spells because words are so powerful. So it's a little bit longer quote than that, but you just made me think of that because I think that's what really matters. That's a great way to kind of finish this up, is about the fact that words are so powerful. You're going to believe what you tell yourself every single day.
So think about propaganda. Okay, communist countries, might be something that happened around here. But you can tell if you just repeatedly tell someone a lie, just keep hammering on it, keep telling it, keep showing it, they'll believe it. They'll eventually believe it. It's how North Korea does their thing. It's how China does their thing. And that's how they do it. So now you're just going to self-propagandize yourself. But as you move through the steps, it becomes true. That's where the lasting result will always come from. Yes, nutrition. Yes, weight training, like all that stuff that we are going to talk about this entire 7-day experience. But if you don't start there, success is going to be very difficult.
Yeah, that's great. I hope to me, I thought the analogy was awesome. Again, we recommend the book more than anything. So that's probably something we're going to recommend all the time to anybody.
Everybody.
Everybody. And I look forward to how some of this is actually rolling into some of the continued conversations that we're going to be having. So comment in the forum what you thought of this. If you've learned something new, if there's something additional, we love to have the engagement in there. And we appreciate you guys watching. Yeah.
Questions always, please.
Yes.
We'll always, and there is no dumb question, by the way. No such thing.
Yeah, exactly. We appreciate you guys. And so we will see you later.
Bye.